Hello and welcome to another installment of the Spyurk Report, the show that speaks English but tastes and feels like home.
We're your hosts, Narek Markarian and Sergey Sarkissian, and if you're thinking, man, another Sarkissian, they're everywhere these days, you're probably right.
And spoiler alert, you're about to get one more, so let's roll. Armenia, the little landlocked country shaped like a hot chick, is about to get its fourth president since breaking away from Soviet Union. An XL voluptuous country shaped like, I want to say, a horse committing suicide. Is that normal that I picture that?
No, it's not! You should see a shrink! Anyway, this month the parliament elected the next president of Armenia. You heard me right, the parliament, not the people, because the constitution got an ultimate makeover.
And the Republican Party nominated Armen Sarkissian, former prime minister, businessman, Armenia's ambassador to the United Kingdom, and co-creator of Wartrist, 1992 variation of Tetris.
You know, you can't just make stuff up.
I swear. Does anybody have a Super Nintendo?
Well, I guess we're about to be the first country whose president is a game developer. Which is kind of cool, actually.
A little too late. Ever heard of a little game called Donald Trump's Real Estate Tycoon?
America first, again! Anyway, Armen Sarkissian did not agree to run for president right away.
Which is somewhat weird because every Armenian you talk to is certain he'd be the best president and knows exactly what to do and when.
I'd like to meet leaders of all political parties, civil society, the leadership of Artsakh, organizations representing the Armenian diaspora, and only after that will I make a final decision.
He wants to meet the Spyurk!
And that's you guys!
Anyway, a couple of weeks later, Sarkissian said yes.
Aww.
Of course, under the new constitution, the president will not have as much power as before.
Well, that's an understatement. The president will virtually have no decision-making power. He'll be more of a ceremonial figure, a pretty face. A face!
Which I think explains why they picked the ambassador to the UK. The UK has the Queen. The Queen is largely a ceremonial figure too, except she can actually declare wars, while Armenia's future presidents can declare only their love for the country.
Aww.
I will do my best to do everything to live up to the high responsibility placed upon me, not to disappoint you, Mr. President, and the expectations of our fellow countrymen in Armenia, Artsakh, or the diaspora. I'm ready to fully engage in this highly important endeavor, if I'm elected, of course.
Why so pessimistic? I have a hunch you'll win, and hunches never fail me.
It also kind of helps that the ruling coalition has 65 out of 105 votes, but you don't need that. Narek has a hunch.
Yeah. They'll choose you just like Sherlock Holmes chose Dr. Watson, like Prince Charles chose Diana, like the Beatles chose Ringo.
All British examples.
Exactly, old chum.
What a splendid coincidence.
Splendid indeed.
We really need to work on our British accents.
Yeah, we do.
With 90 votes out of 105, the next president of the Republic of Armenia is Armen Sarkissian. Congratulations.
Congratulations, but why are half of the seats empty? They didn't even bother to stay and find out who won?
Well, this is hardly an intriguing election. Anyway, now Sarkissian will pass the torch to another Sarkissian.
Okay, way too many Sarkissians. Cher is a Sarkissian. Andy Serkis, the bad guy from Black Panther, is an Armenian.
Also known as Gollum from The Lord of the Rings. Also known as Caesar from The Planet of the Apes.
So yeah, every movie franchise has an obligatory Sarkissian in it. Even this show has not one, but two Sarkissians. Sergey right here and our producer, Patrick Sarkissian.
This is a Sarkissian's world! But in nothing without a Sarkissian by your side.
And Armenia's new anthem, ladies and gentlemen.
You know, singing is not my forte, but this was James Brown. This is a Sarkissian's world. There is no easy way to say what we're about to say. But there was an incident at the Yerevan municipality.
It involved a number of awkward moments like bad smells, running around, yelling at each other, and of course...
that's it. That's it. Okay, well, the opposition party Apricot Country, real name, not made up, decided to protest a sewage problem in a community by bringing a bit of sewage water into the town hall meeting, which smelled bad. And that's it.
That's it? They staged a protest against bad public services, and that's it?
Okay, it might also have involved some beating and slapping of council members. Now it may seem like the issue was resolved and the outcome was relatively peaceful.
But the thing is, emotions in Yerevan don't just go away.
They don't. And remember that the official platform of apricot country, Yerkir Tyranny, includes the official point, and I quote, turn mayor's life into hell.
So the members of the party approached the mayor.
Nubarashan community sent this gift to you. This is the air they breathe.
Now that is unbelievable. An Armenian man slapping an Armenian woman?
It's unbelievable how hardcore feminist the Republican council member is. He gets a slap from a woman and then has a choice. A, not to slap her back because a man should never slap a woman. Or B, slap her back his hardest because otherwise he would be treating women unequally.
How about the guy who pulls her hair? Is that part of the whole feminist move by the Republicans?
No, that's where the Republican lost his shit. That's it.
Unfortunately for the opposition, karate champion and our very own real-life version of Chuck Norris, Gor Vartanyan, was among those present.
Now it may seem like Vartanyan tossed the female opposition representative out of the room, but he explains that he did not.
Unfortunately, cameras get less credit than Chuck Norris.
I did not use force. I simply asked, and I helped her get out of the hall.
See, he used no force. He just brought order.
He said that not just in front of the cameras, but also when he thought he was alone.
Here's his confession earlier that day.
I did not hit her. It's not true. It's bullshit. I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh, hi, Narek.
Let's not lose track of the big picture, okay? The opposition was staging a protest to highlight sewage problems in one of Yerevan's district, Nubarashan, and brought some sewage water to the town hall meeting to make a point.
As a result of slapping, hair pulling, and karate punching, Nubarashan got its sewage pipe fixed.
We have been informed that the construction work on the damaged pipe has commenced. Head of the neighboring penitentiary, Gor Gheletshian, confirmed the information.
Lesson learned: if you want to get an issue resolved in Yerevan, get a glass of poo and bring it to the mayor.
You know, I could really use some parking space near my building, so I am going to the town hall right now.
What is that?
That's poo.
I really want a new apartment.
Yerevan municipality, here we come. Stay tuned.
What happens when a man who has a good job in international development decides to start a chocolate factory?
In Armenia.
In Armenia. The very emotional story of Agassi.
Not very emotional, though.
The heart-wrenching story of...
not heart-wrenching.
A tear-jerking story of this chocolate...
I did not cry for a second.
A very inspirational story of the chocolate man.
Dude, I just won a tour. Well, guess what?
Oh, wow. Whoa. A magic ringtone. Hello,
yes,
Mr. Manka. So we won the tour.
No kidding.
Can you show us around your
Can we see how
factory?
chocolate is being made? The whole magic?
And the rivers of lemonade? And the Oompa Loompas, are there?
What? Just let us in!
Wow. So this is it. This is where chocolate is made.
Yeah. Okay.
This is where the magic happens.
So tell us everything. How did you come up with the idea of making chocolate in this beautiful, beautiful country of Armenia?
Well, I was about to be jobless, and so I had to like invent something, and you know that necessity is the mother of invention.
And you worked at USAID. Like you did multiple projects.
Yeah, I
right?
worked for a couple of projects funded by USAID, also for the United Nations Development Program for a while, and well, good things end sometime, yeah, someday. So I was facing like being unemployed and sustaining my expanding family. So I decided to come up with something magical.
And you called your company?
And I called my company Armen Sarkissian. Actually, I was thinking about like giving an Armenian name like Maratuk or
Massis.
Yeah, but they didn't like stick to the chocolates.
You're a startup, right?
Yeah, I'm a startup.
Would you also describe yourself as a small entrepreneur?
I'm a micro-entrepreneur.
And also, this is actually a garage as far as I know, right?
That was a garage.
This is a garage setup.
Chocolate is a very temperamental product. You have to play with it in a very delicate way. So basically what we're going to do, we're going to melt some chocolate, bring it to like 42, 45 degrees.
Okay, but it's believed that it's really hard doing business in Armenia, and you cannot do it unless you have some, you know, powerful friends.
Yeah, I mean, there are difficulties. But I am actually grateful to those difficulties because they made me think more creative, in a more creative way. Many retailers are importers of chocolates themselves, so it creates competition.
All right.
So of course, it's a natural urge to say no to your chocolate.
But they want their stores to have selection.
Yeah, they don't fucking care about. They don't care about their customers.
People need a choice in this country. We can't even elect our president anymore. We at least choose our own chocolate.
That's right.
Very rhythmic.
Yeah, that's the Spanish way of doing or tempering the chocolate. The French are doing like this, like sous le ciel de Paris. I've noticed that Armenians love big shapes. Like for Valentine's, I made like small hearts and big hearts, and the sales went with big hearts.
So, do people like your nuts?
They're crazy about it.
Do they mainly order, you know, chocolate with nuts or without? Chocolate salty nuts? Do you do chocolate salty nuts?
I do chocolate salted nuts. I do salted caramel, which is very fashionable.
Do you have an Armenian angle on your chocolate? Basturma and sujuk.
Oranges with tarragon and
Tarhun. Nice.
Now it goes into the fridge for like 30 minutes. Ta-da!
Cheers. Cheers.
Knock yourself out.
And so what we see here is the fulfillment of the Armenian dream. A man facing the prospect of joblessness decided to not become a taxi driver as any of us would, but normally to start, as we would normally do, but to start his own business, to become a small. Is that okay? You're fine if I call you a small entrepreneur?
Yeah, but with big ambitions.
Yeah, small entrepreneur, but with big ambitions and crazy tasty nuts.
Oh, that shark, babe, has such teeth, dear, and it shows them a pearly white. Just a jackknife, where's all of my kid, the baby, and he keeps them out of sight. Do you know where that shark bites?